What challenges have you faced as an athlete with a disability, and how have you overcome them, Connor?
When I was younger, there were not a lot of um, um, opportunities and specific community programs or things like that for athletes in my position with ambulatory cerebral palsy. So I just sort of had to do my best to make myself stand out in these able-bodied sporting environments. And it wasn't always easy, but like some of those things have given me strength. Like for example, when I was in recess playing group games or in physical education, like I always just remembered to push myself hard, and the teachers and the PE teachers and people like that, they could be hard on me sometimes, but I pushed myself so hard, and I knew I was in good hands with them, that it it was just a fact of life that it was going to take me longer to get there than other people. Um, I think I would have benefited from knowing what adaptive sports was sooner, and that I could have accessed it sooner. I didn't really know until probably my sophomore or junior year of high school that this was something that existed in a way that I could do it. Because the CP categories are not marketed as much, so it was hard for me to tell that this was something that I could do. But I don't regret that or anything. Life is funny sometimes. I just feel grateful that I've landed where I did, and that I've been able to run for multiple collegiate programs. Um, there's been times people like wouldn't understand my disability, wouldn't understand the way I was running. There's times people would like imitate my running form, and those were hard moments to live down, and they still are in a lot of ways. But I think back to my support system. I think about my family wanting me to succeed. I think about my teachers and coaches who have supported me to be where I am, and I just try not to let those things bother me too much, because I can't control what other people do and say, and you know it's just sometimes, in some ways, it's a part of life being someone with a disability. Just kind of having a willingness to advocate for yourself and overcome biases and things like that. So that's what I would say for question number three.
Next question, Connor. How do you stay mentally focused during competition?
So I would say again, what really helps me succeed in the aspect of mentally focusing is just remembering who I am when I'm at these meets, realizing that I have a lot of experience in track and field. Now I've been doing it for quite a few years. Um, I guess just identifying with my own sense of character and who I am and what I've had to overcome being someone with a disability. Thinking back to all the hours of physical therapy I had to do as a kid, thinking about how difficult it was for me to get my shoes on, but I still did it every time. Thinking about how difficult it was sometimes to get my coat on, and I always tried to do those things myself. And so there's this unique type of motivation, self-sustaining motivation, that I think exists in a lot of athletes with CP, because we've always had to work hard for what a lot of other people maybe get a bit more easily. So I think about my journey. I think about who I am. I think about being in the moment, being in the race. I think about that for whatever the race distance is, 100 meters, 200, 400, 10,000, whatever it is. I just think about, like, that's the only thing that exists right now, is that distance that you have to cover. And it's like taking an exam. Like it's like laser focused on what you have to do. And I just try and focus on making my performance the best it can be. So that's what I would say.